habilidades mantenerte sexy. We got about half a minute. I'm going live on MVMN Radio, Mi Vecindad, My Neighborhood. Links are on Facebook. Hey, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. How are you?
What up?
Buenas noches. El relajo comienza.
It is a buenas noches. It's a good night, but man, I'm dragging butt tonight, man.
Oh, yeah?
You're dragging your butt.
¿Qué onda, güey? Why?
I don't know. I just feel tired today, dude. I'm getting over a cold, but now it's set into my lungs. So
Oh, shit. You might have COVID, bro.
Nah, it's not.
It's going around, dude. It's going around.
No, I test myself like regularly just because in the profession that I'm in, dude. You know, yeah, like no puedes regañar a los muchachos like if you're not like, you know, taking care of yourself either. You know.
Yeah, yeah. You know, one of the tests, like home test, te pones el dedo en la nalga, and then you smell it, and if you could smell, you know,
Wow.
then you don't have COVID.
Wow.
Yeah.
But if you don't smell anything,
¿Cómo te salió, güey?
well, what's it? Yeah, is you dip your finger instead of the fucking dipstick.
Yeah.
Mi vecindad.
That's like some brujeria shit, dude.
Home remedies. I mean, home testing. DIY.
Why? When in a pinch.
Yeah. No pun intended. Yayo. We're listening to Yayo.
Very unique punk set tonight.
It's a trip. It's dirty. It's messy. It's
But
noisy.
But it's poppy también, and it's very
yeah.
I was
Different.
Súbele, güey. Súbele.
Totally.
Is it, it's a band or is it,
It's a guy.
it's a guy?
Yayo. Was, you know what? Yayo.
Yeah. Okay, so it's
You got the money? You
Yayo.
got the stuff?
right. I was thinking about that. What
I
was
think
it?
a yayo.
Scarface, or which one was it?
Yeah.
Scarface.
I think of
The first Scarface. Yeah.
I think of Stacks, and I don't know if X is listening. I think it was when you were drumming with us, X. That one night behind the blue when Stacks and Aaron got extra sketchy. Yeah, yo.
Excommunicated.
Hey, man. It's been experience.
Yeah. You guys are gonna trip out with that.
All right, so I'm gonna wait to get on the air. Luego te voy a preguntar sobre
Okay.
Yayo.
I think tonight's show is a really fun set, man.
It's a totally fun set, man.
Getting on, turning on mics. Aquí tu amigo locutor, programador y muy bien desconocido, Dr. G.
Y su cómplice, el Chivo.
Y el Manolo Diabólico, ¿cómo estamos tonight?
Pues bien. A ver, deja.
A ver, Chi, ¿qué dice tu dedo, güey?
Chicle.
¿Qué dice tu dedo, güey?
Smell it. A ver si no tienes COVID.
Okay. So
Yayo,
I figured out who Brushes of Doom is.
Yes. Yes.
It's mi cómplice, el ex.
El ex ahí, saludos y gracias por
I had a old
Yeah.
man fart figuring
Right,
it out, but I
right.
figured it out. Anyways,
So
¿qué onda con Yayo?
Yayo, tu puta obsesión. Okay. So, just like always, me pongo a buscar. Literally, I'm like, what's up? What's new? What's current in the world of alternative / punk / whatever. I came across this song, just this song. And it turns out it's a person named Yayo MX, right? He goes by Yayo MX, but he's part of Collaborative, right? So es una colectiva de mainly artistas, MCs that do música urbana.
Mhm.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. It's a trip. El uno de ellos que he goes by Bellaco or something like that.
So
right?
where's this coalition based out of?
In Mexico, somewhere in
La
Mexico.
capital?
Yeah, it's weird
Polonia?
because you know what? La verdad no tengo mucha información, but I really like the song. And what's interesting y ahorita lo que está pasando en movimiento urbano en México, como el grupo that I presented a few months back, Ladrones, remember? And so they do a little bit of like corrido norteño, mostly on the tumbado side. But they also do like they incorporate metal into their music. So it was anyway. So I came across these guys. I was like, wow, this is just dirty. It's just messy
Sketchy.
and catchy. Right. And so anyway, it's not necessarily punk. It's very experimental. It could be electric experimental punk or something.
It's all that yayo, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So then
yeah.
my thoughts were, how dirty and messy is this? This is perfect for mi vecindad. Y ahí les fue tu puta obsesión de Yayo. Yayo
Eso.
Mix.
Okay.
Así es. Así
Nice.
es. Yes. Now,
Bueno. I
what's
think
going on?
esta noche,
Mm-hmm.
last week we had Brushes of Doom lighting up the comment page.
Mm-hmm.
Brushes of Doom, by the way, is from the Sacred Society podcast. And if you haven't checked out the Sacred Society podcast, check it out. Like, I thought we were pretty big nerds. Like Manolo G, you Vatos are pretty nerdy, you know.
Right.
But my homos over there at the Sacred Society,
They embrace it.
I don't know. I you know,
They own it.
They own it. They embraced it, and I love it. Anyways,
Nice.
check them out. Their nerdery is on point.
Can we get their info through Brushes of Doom, like the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Sacred Society. Just look up the Sacred Society. You can
Sacred
see all
Society.
the. You could,
I think
check out
Brushes of Doom should put a link so that we
put
can
a link.
share.
No, we're gonna invite him. We're gonna invite him soon, and we're gonna question we're gonna grill the mess out of him. Anyways, so Brushes of Doom was hitting me up and saying like, I'm interested in alternative punk mainly. ¿Qué onda? Enlighten me. And I was like, okay, I got a couple of new bands in my pocket that I haven't whipped out, and I figured, well, kill two birds with one stone, with one brush stroke. Because I know Manolo is probably going to be raising his eyebrows on a couple of my selections tonight. You know, I know he probably looked at him and like, oh, okay.
Well, I did.
They're very sweet.
I did appreciate some of the collaborations that you're.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm hitting at. Anyways, so vamos a Madrid. Drea is one of these bands que el año pasado.
They're good, man.
I just discovered him and I was just like, dang, on point. I really like these kids. Es la canción se llama Sabor y Hierro from their debut album from about a year and a half ago. They're from Madrid. They got this nice, sweet sound of hard street punk, but at the same time, dark. You know? So I like it. So let's check it out. Drea con la canción Sabor y Hierro.
Aquí, mi vecindad, Diablo Visión, MN.
They have the dark side, right?
You know, there's something about this, and I think definitely brushes. I think you might appreciate it. They're kind of like Alkaline Trio, but not really.
Yeah, because they're like pop boy, dude.
Yeah, exactly. But with dark undertones in their lyrics and the way they tune is.
Damn, their shit's fucking good.
It's right. So this set goes out to you, my homies, and Brushes again.
Yeah, there was a couple bands in here that I was curious about. I love the collabs, but that second collab was too sweet, dude.
That was
right. Well, let's hold on.
Yeah.
Don't bust the nut yet. I mean, I I got lucky with the set.
Yeah.
Quite a few new bands and a couple of new collabs that even myself, I was like, oh, nice. You know. Yeah, Chile. X. We're jumping on. I think if it's not at least me, if it's gonna be me and Manolo and G, like we're gonna bummer us to save society. You just gotta give me a topic.
Yeah. Can we get brushed on while we're there?
Well, I'm gonna have X and Stacks.
One
both,
on each cheek or what?
Maybe one on each cheek.
Órale.
In July, Stacks is coming down to X's shop and he's gonna do a guest spot. Take
Really?
advantage of both these homies, and
Let me know, man.
you know, I'm gonna be
interested.
and I haven't gotten anything done X since mi jefita passed away, which is almost hitting 21 years now. So
Oh.
it's not virgin skin,
So he's saying that shit's tight.
but it's tight. It hasn't been touched in a long time.
COVID test.
Now, I think Irene says, Manny, did you turn me on to them? No?
No, man. I was wanting to learn a little more about him.
Okay. Well, again, brand new band. Been around since the pandemic, 2022. This is off their last EP, or their EP. They have one album, one EP.
Mm-hmm.
But really good Basque street punk.
Are they Basque?
Bascos.
Yeah.
I mean, we've said this before here on the show,
Mm-hmm.
but I swear, Basque people have some of the best backups in all of music. I mean, they're rival with like Boston too. You know, like
Well, because for them, bro, the fucking struggle is real, man.
oh yeah, it's legit. No, but
Yeah.
dude, Manolo, when we were on tour there a couple times, we'd go into the sidrerias, the cider houses, or in the pubs, and these homies with the old fishermen guys, with the old obreros, would sing old rolas, just like a cappella.
Wow.
I mean, it was like, you know, what you see in las peles. You know what I'm saying? Like, makes you kind of like your, you know, tu piel se rechina, and you get like, whoa, damn, dude, this is happening right now. You know, like, this is dirty old town right now. You know?
Nice.
And then, of course, you have Stacks breaking cristales, rompiendo cristales of like 500-year-old glass stained windows because he's all cranked up. Yeah, we almost got. I told you that story, right?
Yeah.
Where we almost got killed in Basque Country.
Oh, man. Was that before he got naked on stage or after? Or one of those?
Naked, he's got naked on stage quite a few times. That's a. That,
Well, there was that
that's
one
not
in
even fair to
Spain.
have.
Yeah, the thing about I was just realizing that our connection with Basque music, el alternativo, el punk, is really deep, man. I mean,
I think we're fortunate in the sense that we have so many friends from País Vasco that not only do we have raíces there, but
with some of the first bands that came from the Basque country in the early 90s, we were one of the very few people at the show.
well, you brought Fermin and Du to the
Yeah.
West Coast once, you know, like,
Yeah.
and that was
I
bad.
own one. I own Fermin one, actually.
Yeah.
We've been trying to do something, but yeah, I mean, it just needed to happen. It just needed to happen. And it was also the club, because it was really like just me connecting them, and
Yeah.
the club, you know, a través de Aztlán, right? Turning on mics.
That was Areñez 6 con la canción Legendario. Really good Bass Country street punk. Really young cats. Started in late 2021, early 2022. They have one CD, one EP, and this jam is from the EP they just put out last year. Antes de eso, Drea con Sabor y Hierro from their debut album. I mean, I can't wait for them to put out another album because their stuff's like on point. It's
Yeah.
really good. It reminds me of old Alkaline Trio, aggressive yet dark, but raw.
Mhm.
You know.
Right.
So, anyways, so now let's go on with these collabs that Manolo was talking about. So, Sucio 13. Man, I gotta admit that I know very little about Sucio 13, other than they've actually been around for a while.
Mhm.
¿De dónde son, güey?
Excuse me, esos güeyes tienen 20 años o más.
Okay.
Really?
Been around for a while. This is their brand new single que sacaron, but it's with Alvaro from Biznaga singing
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
So,
And the
man,
thing about Alvaro, it's like, okay, he's in Biznaga, which is just morphing and morphing and morphing and becoming more and more and more and more of like this amazing phenomenon in España and Europe. Pero when you like look at the cat's older and he looks like
Mhm.
he's been fucking around the block more than a few times. And so connecting with all these punk bands, it's like, okay, I wanna know like more. What does he do on his downtime? Like, who is
Yeah.
he
well,
hanging with?
obviously, what I
Yeah.
really love about Alvaro, and Alvaro's a singer for Biznaga, is that he's really not okay. For those of you who don't know, we're big fans of Biznaga here on Mi Vecindad. Arguments about like each album just keeps getting better and better.
Last two
But
albums are must haves.
X, if you're gonna listen to it, start from the beginning and work your way up with Biznaga, and you'll get blown away. But I love the way he's going to connect with old punk rock bands and new punk rock bands. So let's check this out con Sucio 13 with Alvaro actually singing the song. And esta rola se llama ¿Cuándo acabarán las guerras? You know what? I never know. And until there's the big one,
Yeah.
they might keep going.
Yeah, profit
But
motive.
anything that Biznaga puts their fingers on lately, I'm just like raising my eyebrows going, yes, more.
Aquí, Mi Vecindad, MVMN, Diablo Visión. ¿Dónde son estos güeyes, cabrón? ¿Madrid?
Sucio. Yes.
Yeah, they got stuff on Bandcamp, some stuff on iTunes, but you can tell they've been, pretty underground for a long
gonna
time.
say,
And I
yeah,
think
I
it's
mean-
more like Alvaro from Biznaga, kind of like, man, no, let me throw down with you guys. Like, they probably hit him up, and he probably said, claro que sí, like, I'm down. And
Yeah. Because when you see the fucker, he looks like an old punk rocker, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
I do brushes. Let me just whip out my notes and give them out. But yes, I'll find some. He's asking if there's any bands that remind him of the Flatliners, which is like early 2000s punk band.
You know, Sucio 13 is I would think that they're very much like hometown heroes. Like they're probably from a small
I'm
pueblo.
pretty sure.
Yeah,
And like,
and,
if you were there,
Yeah.
like,
Lodo y Asfalto. A really, really, really good ass punk band, and no hizo mucho, pero hizo un chingo de ruido.
Yeah.
I mean,
and if you were there and you saw them, you're blown away.
Yeah.
You know.
And so that kind of reminds me, or I have a feel that this is what they're probably about.
Well, they describe themselves as 77 style punk. Sucio 13 does. You know, when I was a kid, there was a moment in my life where I was, man,
Se congeló. Eso. Pero ya, ¿cuándo se va a acabar? ¿Cuándo se va a acabar? Pinches guerras. No manchen.
Hey, let Hector in, dude.
Yeah. Sorry, the music's loud. I can hear you coming, knocking at the door.
Perfect
I'm knocking.
time.
Now this one, Manolo, I saw this.
Hey,
and I'm going
we need
how
to
come-
pause in between those songs, dude.
No?
No, I think we do.
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you want to.
I'm really excited about this song. He really wants to talk about this song.
Yeah, man. This is so...
This is one of the rolas where, when I saw that Radio Crimen had a new single, I'm like, and Manny hasn't played it? Well, I'm gonna beat him to the punch, dude. I'm gonna poke his eye. I'm like,
It's all good, man. It's all good.
You know what? On our feeds for social media, this cover kept coming up. Like it was like,
Yeah.
Oh, there's a reason why, you know?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, right on, you know? Like,
well, I definitely want to talk about this song when we get back on the air.
mm-hmm. Radio Crimen. Look them in the nuts, man. When we were doing the ska set last week, there was you know, there's still a lot of movement against, like, you know, the negative side of skinheads, you know. And,
They exist.
Hate was never part of ska.
Yeah.
You know, so el pedo is because they like the fashion and the music, and they try to claim it. They were jealous because we were all good looking and dancing and enjoying ourselves. Yeah, we've had run-ins with those skinheads in the past.
Yeah.
Either got kicked out of the bar just for our safety, or we got in trouble.
I've had run-ins with Nazis, and I've had run-ins with fascistas. So it's
Yeah. Turning on mics.
Te gané, Manolito.
Great
Radio
song,
Crimen just put out a new single, and man, dude, is it a banger, dude? Like,
It is.
Putos Nazis. I mean, whoa.
Timely.
It's one of those songs where I was listening to it. And I'm like, you know what? If I was still playing, I would really consider covering the song just because it's short, simple, to the point,
Mm-hmm.
fun, and meaningful.
I was gonna say message driven.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just like,
Exactly.
I mean, it's checking all the boxes. It's
Mhm.
easy, fun, you know, gets to the point. I mean, I'm just like, why not? Yeah, it would be but my hat's off to Radio Crimen. I mean, dang, for those who don't know about Radio Crimen, excellent punk band from España. They've been doing it for a while now. They're on another level. If you listen to the recordings, they're older cats. They're not young cats. They know what they're doing.
Right.
And so it kind of impresses me when these older cats go, you know what? Yeah.
And it's one of
Fuck
the
it.
Charlie Usher
Yeah.
bands.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
X, if you're listening, Charlie Usher from País Vasco is one of our legendary singers of the last 2 or 3 decades. He's been in a who's who of bands
throughout his career.
I mean, he's done everything from psychobilly to punk rock to ska to like to goth music, dark wave. I mean, and he's legit, lives it, like lives it. You know. Anyways, Radio Crimen, Putos Nazis. Antes de eso, Sucio 13 with Álvaro Biznaga. So, Álvaro Biznaga collabed with Sucio 13, which is kind of an older school 77 style punk band. Now, Cero Azúcar is a brand new band from La Malasaña. Brand new. I mean, this record's hot off the presses. And guess what? Álvaro Biznaga is straight collabing with these guys. Cero Azúcar. Yeah, this song. I don't know. What do you think of it?
Too fucking sweet, man.
Well, you want to know something else?
What's that?
Milky from Biznaga.
He's drumming?
He played drums on 4 or 5 of these tracks.
Wow. He's a fucking beast, man.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I know we're not playing any Biznaga tracks tonight, but they got their footprint on a few songs. So check the song. It's hot off the presses. It's Cero Azúcar featuring Álvaro Biznaga with a song called Pixel.
MVMN, Diablo Visión, Mi Vecindad.
And the album's damn good, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check it out, man.
Yeah. I mean, I think straight up, heavy contender.
Right.
Awesome.
In fact, I think there's a couple bands today. You know.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Their guitar structure reminds me of. I'm trying to figure out what was that pop punk band, but it's fucking hella catchy. I mean, and what it is it's just hella catchy.
Yeah, well, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of something like Juanita and Los Feos would do, but with male vocals. You know, maybe a little bit rougher, like with a little bit of Rata Negra.
Yeah.
You know. And that's the actual singer for Cero Azúcar.
Wait. Who's in this? Is it like a super group?
It's a brand new band.
Right.
But Álvaro Biznaga is doing backup vocals and does a verse or two. And Milky, the drummer for Biznaga, drums on about a third of the album.
Wow.
So it's they got their footprints. I think what's going on is like Álvaro and the rest of the Biznaga guys.
They have become super popular.
Yeah, they're heavyweights. So
right.
They're producing. They're doing exactly what you guys said they would be doing 2 years ago. They're like, no, these guys are going to be like, and they are. You know.
Yeah,
but what were you talking about, Rata?
There's some songs on Cero Azúcar that reminds me kind of like Juanita Los Feos, but with male vocals.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Kind of like that dark punky stuff with keyboards, you know?
Yeah.
That song's worthy of like a movie.
The way the song starts, it's almost like a continuation of the last song.
And another new band.
Nice.
This whole set, see, like a bunch of like either new tracks or new bands.
This is a bar sing-along type.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what's up with this band? Who's in it, or you
Ju-
want to
no,
wait
just
to get on there?
a
It's like,
brand new
yeah.
band from País Vasco, dude. Like young
I wonder who
kids.
produced it. Man.
You know, you know what I will say about País Vasco? They are on point when it comes to recording punk rock and street punk, like that big sounding,
Yeah,
you
very
know,
full,
very
well
full,
rounded. Yeah,
with still keeping the energy,
yeah,
that street balance. So I think they have a lot of producers there that know how to capture this raw sound, you know. But a la vez, they could also do stuff like, you know, la moda, because those kids are vast, dude. You know what I'm saying? So like,
yeah, yeah.
you know,
But I think it's just musically cultured country where they put a lot of emphasis in,
Yeah.
and I, there's certain countries like that. You were talking about, going to the bars in the Basque Country and singing along, right? And cuando voy a México y me junto con mi familia, someone brings out the guitar and we
And there
start
you go.
singing.
Yeah.
Like we're just, whatever, boleros and
Yeah.
and just that's just like
Yeah,
normal.
I
It's
wasn't saying
normal.
they're singing punk rock songs. They're probably singing.
Yeah.
They're singing like, you know, old school songs
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Basque. I don't even
Right.
know what they're singing, but it sounded great. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Igual cuando vas a Irlanda, you go to places like
Yep.
that, which again, they're very supportive of their music and their
Mhm.
people and their culture, y no como en ciertos países donde si no eres parte de los, ¿cómo se llama? We sing together
Yeah.
culture or whatever, pop culture. Turning on mics.
Eso fue el nuevo grupo Garatz con la canción Gutako Bat Isan, brand new out of Basque Country. Just started in late 2023. They recorded their album last year, put it out. I mean, they're young, very little info. I've liked a couple of songs that I've checked out already. If you liked what you heard, you're gonna like them. But I mean, País Vasco does not let me down when it comes to sing along street punk. Antes de eso, we listened to Cero Azúcar junto a Álvaro and Milky from Biznaga, Milky on drums. Yeah,
I
sweet.
thought for one reason, when you were talking about Juanita, I was like, is that Juanita there?
No, it's not
It's
Juanita.
like, okay.
It's not Juanita.
I was
Juanita
like,
Los Feos is one of
yeah,
my all-time favorite bands, and you know,
it becomes
Yeah.
a super group in that sense.
I'm just
yeah.
curious.
Yeah.
I'm just curious who else is on the album, because are they like a synth player and guitar bassist?
you know, I let me hold off on that because I'm probably gonna have to do a deep dive on them because I have them on my short back burner
Nice.
for possible end of the year contender. It's that eyebrow raising for me, and I was like, oh, okay, this is definitely like, you know, I'm not gonna forget these guys. Anyway, so
Right.
that is my contribution to tonight's set.
Well,
tag
it
in
was
Manuel.
definitely when you're raising your eyebrows. I put up our part 2 of end of the year 2024 on Spotify.
6 months later.
6 months later. Well, hold on. But then you're talking about already. You've been talking about putting certain bands. So I'm thinking we had a part 2 last year.
Yeah.
Are we gonna have to have a part 3? Or we're gonna have to split it 3 times because
No,
there's
because
so
I
many
think
good bands. There's so
el
many
año
good
pasado
bands.
y antepasado, we did it in 2 parts, but even though each show was like an hour and a half.
An hour and a
long,
half.
or,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
it,
It's
it was
Dude, those were
extended.
some of the best shows, man.
Yeah.
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 So,
If for those of you kind of new to Vecindad, if you go onto our podcast and check up the end of the year shows that we have for the last 3 or 4 years, that'll give you a glimpse of what we think were some of the favorite tracks that we had for that year.
Yeah.
Spotify, Mi Vecindad.
It'll cover all kinds of styles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely alternativo, punk, to whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or you can
Definitely.
just go on Mi Vecindad's social media and listen to the animated Roman.
Yeah.
And he'll tell you what's up.
You mean G, who took a razor to his face?
I did. Look, it's just growing back now. So and did you see my crown?
I saw it. Yeah, that's cool, man.
Man.
All right, so Manolo, what's up with the split?
Vámonos.
All right, so ahora we are going to keep it going. Vamos a seguir la onda. Nos vamos a México. Vamos a Guadalajara a escuchar a Himnos, a 5-piece de Guadalajara con esta canción Dogma. Un split que hicieron con La Cruz de Madrid, que salió en el 2022. Una banda de hoy, de Guadalajara, que se formó en el 2015. They've been around. I will talk a little bit more about them in a few minutes, pero let's listen to Dogma from this split EP from a few years ago, 2022.
Bueno, están escuchando a Mi Vecindad a través de Diablo Visión MVMN.
Yeah, so Himnos, there's two members in this band, Afif, who's the guitarist, and Miguel, who's el baterista. And the next band, Sparrow 68. There's a connection right there.
Okay.
So they're from Tapatíos.
Well, Guadalajara has had probably the best street punk oi scene in todo Mexico over the last probably 25, 30 years. Guadalajara is kind of like the hub for it. It's almost kind of saying like either Boston or New York for us here. You know, it's just kind of hands down they got some of the better bands.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like as I started looking into the Mexican oi scene, I was like, holy fuck.
Guadalajara.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you go back 35, 40 years, when Sedición first started, they were a little old, you know?
Yeah. I was listening to an interview que Afif did, just because I was super curious about them. And I don't know if you've played this band, G, but one of the bands that he talked about that was super, super early on, he kind of credited with birthing the oi scene in Mexico, but they're not completely oi with this band, Dangerous Rhythm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
yeah, as a matter of fact, I think it had... Okay, so the band that ends tonight, right? It's funny because it's making me like happy, because Dangerous Rhythms, I have them on my queue as one of the ones for like honoring, right? And the band that ends tonight has a weird connection because they're like the counterparts from here in the States, but on the experimental side, right? But they started in the 80s also.
Yeah, so fucking Dangerous Rhythm. I mean, they started like in 79, dude.
I have them on my queue. Have we played them, Chivo?
No.
Right? But
I would say
I remember the bands that you do spotlights on because you put and the Focus and Seal. It's one band, every couple of weeks, and you'll do a deep dive. And
dude, I was mind blown by how fucking awesome Dangerous Rhythm is. I mean, they are like the precursors of. They're kind of very similar to Clash.
Really?
Fucking.
Well, hold on. So see, now you guys are blowing watts. Now what you guys got to do.
It's put it together.
It's put it together. Yes. Like stop teasing me. Put it together, even if it's a 2-song introspect.
Okay. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna. I'm more than positive. No, because I you're right. You're right about Dangerous Rhythms, because again, we'll get to the end. When we get to the end, we're gonna
Well, let me
this
just put it this way. I haven't
Uh-huh.
been this excited about like a band that I fucking knew nothing about since Paralysis.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
was like,
Permanentes,
holy,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I was like, holy fuck,
Yeah.
their anthology is amazing.
Yeah,
Wow.
and when there's something going on,
Y son de México.
right.
Yeah.
Pero Gustavo Santaloa didn't put it on.
Ese güey no sabe.
Ese güey. Ese güey no sabe.
I was telling my coworker the other day about Break the Wall,
Mhm.
whatever that. I even showed
Yeah.
it to him on Netflix, and I go, no, you got to put it into your queue. You got to watch it, and just watch it, and then you're gonna get to episode capítulo. Was it 5? Like towards the end when he starts saying some pendejadas.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
there's
Yeah.
nothing
Yeah.
good out anymore, or
After
recent, or whatever.
2004, nothing good. I was like,
Oh my god, yeah. It's like you can just see that fucking cock ready to fucking drop in his mouth.
Yeah.
It's un rollo de dinero, así.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Okay. I found them. Right. Absolutely. It was the first wave of.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
okay. And now I remember exactly when. Remember when we featured Size?
right.
That's when the Dangerous Rhythms came up. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So what's the connection with Hymnos and Sparrow 68?
You want me to tell you right now? You
All right.
can't
Oh,
wait.
No, let's wait for the air. Let's wait.
Okay. Okay.
I love the look of the soccer players, right? And then what's in the background?
La
And they're
pinche-
like just chilling, like
Yeah.
what like
Crap's gonna go down, dude.
yeah, something's up,
Yeah, there's a lot of violence in football, dude. It's fucking crazy.
There's a lot of violence too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's yeah.
Well, it's a lot of
Lot of
energy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of energy,
Well, the clubs get very
They take it
clubs
personal.
yeah.
I understand sportsmanship. I've never been a sporty person myself, except for
Beer pong.
highball. I'm really good at highball.
Beer pong.
Jala la jarra,
Yeah.
Pero hasta allí. But I still get really surprised when people say we didn't win or we beat them.
Yeah.
Like they're literally part of the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
and so
they're
it's
part
very
of a
personal.
when they're that into it,
Mhm.
they're part of the desmadre when it comes to hooliganism in the sense to where like
Yeah, that's extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, the whole thing about like sports is like you're saying, gee, a lot of people like super identify, and all of a sudden it's like they're a part of it, even though realistically they're not. But they're so connected to the team, and emotionally, man, it's like a roller coaster. It's
Oh, yeah.
like you win,
they,
you
they
lose.
will throw down. You don't think
They take it personal.
Athletic Bilbao
Oh, dude,
contra right?
yeah.
I mean
Contra pinche Real Madrid, dude.
yeah.
It's like
Oh no, that's on right there, dude.
Yeah.
That's just gonna be a stupid street fight, dude. Like,
Yeah. Sparrow 68 bajo nuestros voces a través de
We've
Facebook,
played
Twitch,
Sparrow
YouTube.
68
Yeah,
before, though, haven't we?
I think so.
I think we played. Yeah.
Well, there's a really awesome connection between both of these bands.
Which is probably gonna connect the mess.
Possibly.
The next mess. Follow the links, como dice el little Greek god. Dude, follow
¿Cómo
the
se llama
links
the
to-
little Greek god fucker?
I don't know. We could name him. The little Greek god fucker, así se llama. Follow the links ahí en el Spotify under the little Greek god fucker. Ahí está el link to Spotify, our channel.
Isn't that
Mi
Pan,
vecindad.
dude, the little Greek god fucker?
Yeah, that's his name, man. The little Greek god fucker. He's telling us what's up. He's giving us direction. Turning on mics.
Okay. Ok, acabamos de escuchar a Sparrow 68, una banda hoy de la Ciudad de México, con la canción Tough Guys, que salió en el split con la banda que escuchamos anteriormente, Himnos, en 2019. And la música que canta Sparrow 68 originalmente fue en español, pero el material más reciente de ellos es en inglés. Y como estaba hablando fuera del aire con los chavos, hay una conexión con la banda Himnos y la banda Sparrow 68. El guitarrista Afif de Himnos, el baterista de Himnos y de Sparrow 68, y el cantante de Sparrow 68, Abraham, son integrantes de la banda Mess.
Yeah.
So,
No way.
so
That's a
in
totally
a
different
way,
genre.
so in a way,
Almost, right?
Mess
No,
is,
it's all oi. It's just a different sounding of oi, but like,
so
Okay,
so in
okay.
a sense, Mess is realistically a supergroup. Y
Órale.
Mess,
Who came before?
originalmente, pues Mess comenzó en el 2020, y originalmente empezó como un proyecto, simplemente iba a ser un proyecto, pero el sonido, el estilo that they went for, which was that early 82 UK style, just fucking resonated. And both of these bands have toured. They have like a lot of friends in the oi scene all over the world.
Mhm.
So when Mess came out with their material,
it latched on quick.
all
That's the
the oi
connection.
community already
Yeah.
knew who they were.
Mm.
There was already that support there. And on top of that, it was fucking amazing. So
Yeah,
There you
I was confused because of the portada, right? Because that portada is a little bit. You can say it's an old picture. Look at
that
the
looks like
cascos de los, it looks
that
like
looks like early 80s, like soccer
yeah,
there.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it has a lot to do with the style, right?
Yeah.
So oh man, that's a great connection.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
there's fingerprints on tonight's set with Biznaga and also Mess
Órale,
all over the
Which-
playlist.
If you look at some of the end ofs for the last couple of years, you're gonna
Yeah.
see both those bands on there.
Yeah, because they fucking kick ass. Ok, ahora nos vamos a Chicago. Vamos a escuchar a Fuerza Bruta con la canción Nación Dividida de su álbum Verdugo que salió en el 2017, punk, hardcore punk. Y esta banda tiene miembros integrantes de países como Brasil, México y también nativos de Chicago. I
Nice.
really, really, really dig this band. So it just fucking, I think they're badass.
And I agree.
Yeah.
So let's listen to it here aquí en mi vecindad.
Yeah, this sounds like fucking Basque shit, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got 2 albums and an EP and a couple of singles that just came out since last year. So
Nice.
they've been around, man.
So they do a little bit in Portugués también.
Yeah.
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 Good for them.
Yeah, and they're kind of interesting. They're a 5-piece, and like a lot of bands just have like these fucking singers that look nerdy, but they're fucking intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of them even
Nothing
have
wrong with that, dude.
PhDs.
Probably,
Right.
man.
No, they do, right? What's his name has a PhD? Does it Descendants or whatever?
Milo? Milo's
Milo.
a genius, dude.
Nerdies. Nerdies.
I'm not a
punks.
fan of Offspring, but half of those guys are geniuses too. So
Yeah. Yeah, they all have some kind of degrees, right?
Mhm.
Sure. One of them is in biology or science or something. Yeah.
Aren't some of those fuckers like MAGA and shit?
or what? I don't know.
MAGA?
I don't pay
Like-
attention enough to Offspring to like.
Well, it's not so much about Offspring, but what surprises me is that just hearing about like how some of these older like punk bands, all of a sudden they're leaning.
Well, I had to get rid of all my US bomb stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that I had much, but I have great stories of Manny like ruining US bomb shows. But
Dude, fuck yeah, dude. Highlight.
Yeah, but
I
again,
fucked
that
up
was
your show.
that was 25 years ago. You know, back when. Yeah, people. I guess people change, unfortunately. You know. Sweet.
Yeah. This
Oh,
next
man,
band,
this
I was
song's
really impressed with this next band. Especially this song. I thought this, you know what this song reminded me of for some reason when I first heard it? It reminded me of that one fucking song that you guys will refuse to play because
Wait,
you know
wait,
which
wait,
one I'm
wait.
talking about?
No, wait.
There's a few
We
songs where
refuse to play. Is it Santa Loya song or what?
No, a Heaver song.
The Heaver song.
Let me find it.
Oh, you're talking about the band playing.
Yeah,
the
just
the band
because
playing.
there's
All
like
right.
so many fucking changes in the song, it just kind of reminded me of this one song from the Heavers, and I'm like,
Mhm.
and you're like, we're never gonna play that song.
Too
It's
much.
not so much that. It's just we went through. Is it Man, was it the? I think not Standard Paul and Proud. It's the other one. Never Been Right. That one.
I think it might be that one,
Yeah.
or
Yeah, it's unfortunately we wrote it right in between the flux of a couple of drummers, and it's just never. We could just never like. It went from flow to was it flow, then Rob, then X, and we could never get it like right. Like I don't know, there's something off about it. I don't know what was like, you know. So it becomes a daunting song to play when you can't get it done right. Yeah.
but there were just parts of this song that kind of reminded me of it, only because I was like, oh wow, this has like a lot of fucking changes, and it reminded me of that.
That bass is fucking.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I like the tone on the bass.
Yeah.
Where's Daga from?
They're from Quito, Ecuador.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, they're three-piece.
Wow. Wow. I'm impressed. ¿Y cuánto material tienen?
2 EPs, 2 singles.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty new. They've been around since 2020.
Okay. Yeah. Pretty neat.
Oh, and what I forgot to mention was that Mess is absolutely a band out of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I got quite a few EPs out and singles.
Yeah.
Ecuador. Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
Turning on my screen on the-
Ok, eso fue Daga con la canción Nunca Podrán de su EP Enterrado, que salió en el 2022. Daga es una banda punk oi que se formó en el 2019 en Quito, Ecuador. Amazing three-piece band. They've only been around for a few years. Tienen 2 EPs y 2 singles desde el 2020. They were a pleasant surprise. I'll just put it that way.
You know what? Tonight has been quite a few pleasant surprises. You know, we've played a few bands that we've played here before, Vecindad, and then a few new ones. So I'm just
Really good set. Really good
fun
set.
punk rock tonight.
Yeah. So what's going on with this music tonight.
I don't know where you're
Eh,
taking us, doctor.
so, cuando recién escuché lo que me mandaron, I thought it's como dijimos, no, it's sweet, it's dirty, it's noisy, and so I, by some means, was looking at the history of Chicano punk, Latino punk, and came across this band named Nervous Gender. So imagine when the Zeros, the Stains, the Plugs, the Bags, that Chicano movement in LA was happening. Nervous Gender was one of them,
Okay.
right?
So it's early 80s, 80, 81, 82.
70s. They started
Okay.
in 78. So it was started by this, rest in peace, Gerardo Velasquez, who is going to have started some of that, from the screamers and that queer core,
Okay.
and
All right. Wow.
and just being like antagonistic in performance. And so I was really intrigued by it, because I was like, if you look at the portada itself, and it has something to do, Gerardo died of AIDS complications in 93. And so it really is telling of what his presence was in that scene. And again, on the queercore side, that band has a lot to do with that kind of movement in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm. I've never heard of Nervous Gender.
No, and that's why it like, and guess what? Alice Bags in some of these songs. She sings with some as a backup or in the yeah. And so I was like, what? I had no idea. So we're gonna end tonight dándole honor y respeto, no, a este electropunk, un punk rock de Los Ángeles. En especial, gracias Gerardo por tu música. It started in 1978 aquí en Los Ángeles. And if you think about like the music and his earlier we were talking about how there's messages, and right, and when Rado Pimen, he was up there with his flag, really understanding what's going on in the queer movement here in Los Angeles. And so con mucho respeto terminamos esta noche con Nothing to Hide, the Nervous Gender, from the album Music from Hell.
Can I just butt in for a second? Think about it.
Yeah.
78, 79, queercore punk.
Yeah.
At least a decade before it even started building any kind of steam.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
And
the courage,
absolutely,
courage of these people to do that. Oh man, I mean, that is, I can't think of a more punk rock. I got goosebumps.
Yeah.
So I need to listen to this now
and this guy had an MFA, like he was like estudiado and like very present in the movement, and y obviamente un músico, un artista in many fashions. So
yeah, y también it's very fitting, June Pride Month.
Órale, yeah, I didn't even think about that, but yeah, hey, we do things accidentally for a reason, and we always do it, on time.
Yeah,
right. And
hey, before we transition to signing off, just want to give a teaser for next week. Para la semana que entra vamos a tener una segunda entrevista con David Betancourt de la banda Datura, artista también con su proyecto Shanks FM. So he will be live.
That's going to be live, right?
Live on the air.
So
we're going to hear.
Definitely mess up.
So we're going to bring some red wine and we're going to get darky.
Dude, there's some killer jams off the new Datura songs from a Dark House album.
I like los de español.
Okay.
So bueno, con eso terminamos. Nervous Gender.
Bueno, hasta la próxima semana, muchachos. Agur.
Buenas noches, raza. Se cuiden y follen responsablemente.
Mi vecindad.
Otherwise, that happens.
I've had it on for a while, but I didn't pick it up here. There, I saw somewhere where it says like, you know, how a back rub turned into marriage and 2 kids. But yeah, so listen to that style.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, if you listen to the album, and I think Alice Bag is in, like I said, some of the backup in some of the songs on this album.
Did Alternative Tentacles ever put this out?
No, it was under. They had a label called. It was called. Let me check. It was part of one of the zines, I think. So they had a zine where they had. Let me see. What was it called? Subterranean. Subterranean. It's a label called Subterranean.
I remember Subterranean Records.
Yeah.
It's from San Francisco.
Yeah.
From San Francisco. Yeah.
It kind of has a bit of that Amphetamine Reptile vibe.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? It was Alternative Tentacles.
Was it?
Okay.
Yeah. They're the ones who put Subterranean out. You're right. DIY
If you're still listening, check out the cats that we're gonna have on next week. They're called Datura, Datura. Really good homegrown, from outside of Seattle. Good post-punk stuff. Really good stuff. It'll be our second interview with these guys.
Yeah, we got them both in real time. Cuando salió el primer álbum, Arcano Chemical, in 2022, and now Songs from a Dark House.
3 years later.
Yeah. Yeah, and speaking of which, he's going to be touring, I think, in August or September.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm going to try to catch him in Berkeley.
Where's he playing at in Berkeley?
The record label that he's on, they're doing like a festival with all the bands, but I imagine if he's coming down for that, he's probably going to be playing some local clubs and stuff.
No, but I'm wondering what club. Are they playing at the Cornerstone or?
Go ahead and turn off. Good night. Facebook, buenas noches.